Where's that blasted salami? I can smell it. All it needs is slicing.
While you're at it, fix one for me.
No, you do it. It's your fucking show.
Well, you're the co-host. I've been doing this for the past 22 episodes.
Fine. How does it go again? I'm kidding. Alright. Hello and welcome to the TaviRadio SatAM podcast. It's legitimate Saturday morning. I am your co-host, the Wolfman and soon-to-be convicted felon, Lycan Jones. With me is the man who will perform the citizen's arrest, your actual host, TaviRadio SatAM, a.k.a. Tavi Face.
Thanks, Lycan. That was a warm welcome.
Yes. How you feeling?
A little seasick. We're on this boat now.
Yeah.
But I do have
I don't know what the laws are in Europe, but as soon as we get there, you need to turn me in. I got a story for you. I got a crime I have to confess to. I want you to perform a citizen's arrest.
Here's the thing. I'll perform a citizen's arrest. But first, I need to talk about how, while fishing off the side of this here boat, I uncovered a caveman.
Really?
Yeah. It just froze in the ice.
Perfectly preserved. Let me get a look at this guy. Huh. It's a handsome boy.
Actually, wait a minute. That's not a caveman. That's a Tisserati.
No. Throw him back over.
Ah.
I thought, what if we unfreeze him? We have like a Captain America situation. Better not risk it.
I wouldn't say Captain America. I'd say
It's too late. He's off the boat.
Well, he could. Here's the thing. You were probably right to do that because it would have just turned into a Jade Steele incident.
Ugh. He's gonna stick his feet through some guy's car, run off with your teacher.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wouldn't be the first time, and it won't be the last.
Wow.
So to any
I'm glad we did it.
To any Venezuelan fishermen out here, there's a caveman.
Yeah.
Underwater.
We're far enough from Argentina and pretty past Venezuela. I mean, I think anybody.
To any Caribbean fishermen out here,
Yeah.
there's a caveman, and if you unfreeze him, he'll probably run rampant in your country and take it over.
Yeah, better not risk it. Just maybe don't unfreeze him, but also use the ice around him as like ice if you need it.
Just make sure he doesn't get out.
Yeah. Anyway, so got any news? Any updates?
Yeah, I got
Do we have any fan mail this week?
no swines. We're on the water.
Pigs can swim.
Pits and swim, but we're going pretty fast on here.
Any messages in a bottle you picked up aside from frozen cave saragis?
I got one message in a bottle.
Okay.
I can't really read this though. It's in Portuguese.
Oh. Okay.
I don't know. The way he's written, looks kind of tragic. I don't know.
Well, Portuguese is close to Spanish. Maybe you could suss something out.
All right,
It's one of those romance languages.
Something about romance, romancing the three kingdoms,
Romancing the Stone.
That's a good movie though.
I like Romancing the Stone a lot. Michael Douglas is great. So is
All right, so trying to suss out what it says here. I think it says something along the lines of, "Don't come looking for me. I'm stuck on an island, but I like you here. My friend's a turtle."
understandable. He's gonna eat that guy.
The
Turtle
turtle?
soup. It's delicious. Why do you think so many Galapagos tortoises are gone now?
Or this just be some weird Brazilian Master Roshi.
Did you know that for a time, not only was turtle meat so popular that because of its increasing rarity and the fact that it could only be afforded by rich people, they decided well, poor people should have a chance at turtle soup, but we can't get the real stuff, so we'll make mock turtle soup.
What's that
Mock
mean?
turtle soup was a legit thing that you could go to a store, get in a can, but it was not turtle meat.
What was it?
I don't know, it was like beef or something.
Cheap meat?
Because they said it was like beef. Apparently,
Cheap meat?
Yeah, it's cheap meat. In fact, all the unused cans of mock turtle soup was bought up by John and is now what the people of Czechoslovakia now eat.
All those old cans?
This is from the 1800s, man.
Where did John find the stockpile is the real question.
I don't know. He probably I don't know. That's a good question. You should ask John about it.
Well, he's kind of MIA at the moment.
Okay. Well, who cares then? I got some news.
What's he got?
My channel is back.
I saw. What's his face? Beautiful Duane.
Yeah.
Immediately caught on to your channel being back, and he made a video about it.
I saw that video. I was impressed.
Here's the thing, he put that out really fast, as if he had this ready to go.
It's like, I always knew Papa Lycan would come back. I've seen some people call me that, and I don't know how I feel about it.
People call me Papa Tavi all the time.
That's true. Some people say the true God is back. I don't want to start a cult.
I prefer if everybody started calling me Father Tavi, as if I'm like a cult leader, you know? That's what my channel pretty much is.
Father Yod, in his benevolent cult, who invented green goddess dressing, and then this cult ended when Father Yod tragically died.
Ingesting.
No, he died. He died in a glider accident.
Well, no.
And then, after he died, it's like, well, he was the best part of this cult.
I will say this: if you want to join my cult, then you have to drink a cup of ranch.
No, cut me out then, man.
What do you mean cut you out? Just ranch?
I don't drink ranch, man. I'm all about that, Italian dressing.
Caesar just creamy Italian.
Something just like oil.
Oh. You're just gonna drink oil?
No, okay, you know what I like? I like that oil and vinegar. I like the oil and vinegar dressing. That's just olive oil and vinegar.
Why don't you just drink balsamic vinegar dressing?
Ew, are you kidding me?
Drink Greek dressing.
Greek dressing's good.
Drink Thousand Island dressing.
That's actually good too.
That'll probably kill you though.
Yeah, it's too rich.
What about Russian?
That's close to Thousand Island.
That's a pretty light dressing though.
It's nice red.
Catalina's good, so is French, but that's, again, sweet.
Catalina's kind of like Russian though.
Yeah. Anyways.
Welcome to the salad dressing podcast.
Yeah, so channel's back. I've been slowly uploading Borf Star.
Dizzy Borf Star is back.
Eventually, by the time this episode comes out, you will see the 3 new episodes that are meant to bridge the fucking gap that you guys have been asking for, okay? I wanted to live like a normal person, not have to worry about, pleasing a bunch of fans on YouTube, feeling self-conscious about my animations that were non-Garfield related. I finally did it. I couldn't sleep at night because I kept thinking, what if I bridge the gaps? Because, honestly, no one was going to do it.
Because nobody knew what you were thinking.
Although everybody who, messaged me, how are you going to end it? And stuff like that. It's
Were people actually messaging you?
Yeah, they were actually messaging me. A few people messaged me, about how they were going to do it, but, nobody either...
Why didn't they want to wait?
Well, also, it's just, also a few of the people who offered to, finish it themselves. I always left those places blank, so... with the hopes
for speculation.
Yeah, so fans could make up their own versions of how that played out, but it completely backfired. And rather
that's a good idea on paper, but at the same time, your fans are also a bunch of gremlins. They are larger than me. Sit at home all day, waiting for the next plate of chicken nuggets to come in. You really think they have enough brain power to come up with to fill in the gaps between?
Listen to me, you pencil neck geeks. All the women you've been around have never seen a real man like me.
That's a whole lot of man.
Well, for a minute, I did that because you were going into straight up heel, a wrestling heel doing a promo, insulting, going out and insulting the entire fan base at a Monday Night Raw. And the reason I'm perfect is because no one has achieved what I've achieved. When I go out and I see this audience, I see a bunch of pencil-necked losers who are getting cucked by me. At the end of the show, I'm going to be at your house, fucking your wives and husbands. I want you to go home and think about that. When you sleep next to your loved ones, know that I've been in that bed.
Slept where you slept. Fucked where you fucked.
That's some straight up oh man, what's his name? Not Razor Ramon.
Jake the Snake?
No, not Jake the Snake, but he was in Ravishing Rick Rude. He would come out every night and do that. And this was a man who was a handsome motherfucker. So he had the looks to back up and he would show up and okay, it's funny because he had a feud with Jake the Snake where he played some psychological warfare with him, because he would have these tights where he would airbrush images on them, and he had one where he airbrushed Jake the Snake's wife's face on the crotch. Oof. Yeah.
That is some pretty dirty stuff, and I like that.
That's
idea.
the 80s and 90s, my dude.
Man,
he had a better gimmick than Brutus the Barber Beefcake, who's just a handsome dude in a not a handsome.
As much as I like heel characters, my favorite wrestler is like Dusty Rhodes, man.
Oh well, yeah, because he was great. And then his son became the American Nightmare, whereas his father was the American Dream.
He was the working man.
Yeah,
he's the
son of a plumber.
He's the son of a plumber, the blue collar wrestler.
Yeah. That's why his feud with Ric Flair was so good, because
Ric Flair's also one of my favorites too.
Ric Flair's a great heel though. Like he was a platinum blonde rich guy who thought he was better than you.
But here's the thing: no one will ever beat the Hulkster.
He also had his heel. Honestly, Hollywood Hulk Hogan was like
Hogan.
Hollywood Hogan was like the worst version. It's just like it's literally like he was 90s edgified, and it was the worst. Although I had his action figure.
Here's the thing. What's your favorite version of Macho Man?
Oh, the classic. Macho Man Randy Savage. Well, Macho King was good, but I honestly
Macho King had the power glove.
Yeah, but...
Did he only have 2 eras? I thought he had 3. I thought he had Macho Man and Macho King.
He had Macho Man, Macho King, and then Macho Man returns for a brief moment. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, so I'm back. Stay tuned for the actual episodes to fill in the ones that I half-assed and put on those like stupid. You're getting them, okay? And then
you actually did make them, and I saw them, and I have to say, wow, I can't believe John did that. He fucked Garfield's wife.
He had sex with Arlene.
Oh, never mind. I don't want that image. Guys, took it out. Who's the producer in here? I don't like this anymore.
Sorry, you're on my boat. I'm like. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
All right, I need some of the...
So stay tuned for that, and then of course after Borf Star is done, I'll upload the non-Borf Star stuff.
Now before I go into what I gotta talk about, let's do a quick Mariah update.
Cosplay update.
All right, so Mariah's greasing up, touching people's butts, looking like a big fat Jabba the Hutt. But yeah, she's going around groping people now.
Here's the thing. Not the first time.
And it won't be the last.
She did it before, but people kind of didn't care because it was just like, oh, she's just a costume. That's Momokun. Everyone loves her. But again, in this recent climate of like, hey, maybe what we're doing is not cool. I don't know why it took us this long to like acknowledge and like didn't listen to people who said it wasn't cool in the first place. But now that people are actually, and I hate saying this, are getting woke about sexual harassment and people's like, privacy, it's and personal space. It's like, okay, well, now Momokun can't fall back on like, but I'm a cosplayer and I'm famous and everyone loves me. It's like, no, not everyone loves you, homie. But we're all turning on you because we're really disliking. We're really not tolerating your bad attitude, which you've always had for like decades.
Now, this news actually came from Momokun's husband, Terumo.
Why would Terumo expose his own wife to you?
He wants justice to be done. He wants the woman he married, and this is not what he wanted. He wants a cow he married.
Why didn't he just marry? Oh, well, that would be wrong. I would say, why didn't he just marry the Daisy cow? From like the Daisy brand, like dairy products. But I remember she's married to Elmer of Elmer's Glue.
But Elmer's dead.
Elmer's alive.
Who's making the glue?
His friends.
Oh, but anyway,
it's like I told you about that Mexican restaurant I saw when I was visiting Mexico one time, and I told you, yeah, there's a place called there's a lot of chicken places in Mexico. With a lot of them called
El Pollo Hermano.
It was like that's from Breaking Bad. But
yeah.
But there's a lot of like places called El Pollo Blankety Blank, and there's one called El Pollo Feliz. And it's a happy. I showed you a picture. It's a smiling chicken who's giving it like a thumbs up. And I told you, why he's called El Pollo Feliz, right? And he's just like, why? Because He's happy because he's not the one on the chopping block. He's betraying his brothers.
Which is funny because I find that I laughed at the joke because it reminded me of the fact that
There's also a place called El Pollo Chencho.
Yeah, but anyway, back to the Mariah thing. Tumor did send me a series of tweets where the creators.
Also, fuck you. Elmer's proud of his glue products.
He's proud that he killed his friends.
Yeah, but they made good glue. Look, his friends lived out. They made good hamburgers, but there's a lot of leftover friend parts. Turn them into glue. Look, when you look at the logo for Elmer's glue, do you know how smug that fucking bull looks like? If you think
fucking Elmer himself.
Elmer is a really smug looking guy. He's like, yeah, my glue's the best.
Do you think Mariah is related to Elmer?
No,
in Daisy
they have class.
Ass. All right. So this comes from the creators guild at AX. Thank you, everyone, for your concerns about who or what represents the Creator Guild brand. We are very unaware what happens outside of our booth, since our preparations traveling don't give us much time to have the regular convention attendees experience.
Yeah.
We hardly ever get to enjoy convention activities. We obviously want everyone to have an enjoyable time. So if there's anything or anyone that makes you feel uncomfortable, we will try with the best of our abilities to remedy the situation. Though our experiences with Mariah have always been pleasant and professional, we have kindly asked her to cancel her meet and greet at our booth due to all the concerns that have been presented to us. We apologize for our delayed response to the situation, since we are setting up for the convention for tomorrow morning. So at the time of this recording, AX is currently going on, and when this releases, it'll be a little bit after. So that pretty much means that through all the things that Mariah has done recently, which is
ghosting Fanime. Okay,
ghosting Fanime, and then
go ahead and finish what you're saying, because I got a response to that shocked me to my very bone, and I thought it was fucked up. But go ahead.
So to all the things of like Mariah greasing up, touching people's butts, and then ghosting Fanime, and then of course just her social media presence being pretty.
This makes her the second internet famous person to be kicked, or at least get in trouble with the convention. Because a week or two ago, Chris Chan
had a chimpa at a.
Not a chimpa. He had a because chimpa would revolve him to throw a fit like he does on camera, but he went to hedgehog defensive mode because people were complaining about Chris getting too close and personal during little meet and greets he was doing during it.
It's okay to hug someone if you have their consent.
Yeah, but he was straight up going up to after they took a picture or a selfie with them. He straight up was kissing people on the cheek, and he was saying you should be honored to get a peck on the cheek by someone as famous as me. But to his credit, the people in charge of security said that they warned Chris, but apparently they only warned him about the baseball bat he carries with him. Not about the actual physical contact or unwanted. Physical
I would like to meet
contact.
Chris, but it has to be behind a plexiglass wall.
Hannibal Lecter style.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Would you like to? Can I tell you about CPU goddesses?
Oh my god! I can't believe you ruined that.
Oh, I'm later on the show. I'm going to read you the speech he wrote to this person who's trying to legitimately set Chris on the right path to normalcy, and make him be responsible, good working person in this world. Well, but go anyways. So Mariah's got in trouble at AX.
Yeah, so pretty much he's not allowed to do anything there, which is good that at least someone's at least AX, which is a pretty big convention, the biggest anime convention in the country, was able to pretty much shut her down.
Right.
And that's good because I'm hoping by getting by pretty much having this big convention outright say Mariah, we're not going to deal with your nonsense.
Right.
That shows that other convention that maybe that she's planning to make an appearance at will go maybe this person shouldn't come.
Right.
Which is good because at least that'll give her the chance to maybe realize, if I want to go back and be an actual cosplayer and whatnot, maybe I should actually,
the thing is
be a better person.
The thing is that she coasts on her fame and how much people like her. She thinks that it gives her a blank check to act however she wants in public because people like her, and she's
the problem with her is also the same one as all these vlogger kids too.
Yeah,
and I say vlogger kids, but I think I'm roughly around the same age.
So speaking of ghosting Fanime, one of the many forums in which I try to cull information on cosplayers who are worse than they actually are, I came across one from Momokun, who they draw their information about her sometimes from 4chan and like lolcow and stuff like that. They mostly focus on like making fun of her looks and her nasty attitude.
Here's the thing,
which is like kind of like.
Personally, I don't think Mariah is an ugly person.
Nah, she's not that unattractive. I think, but also this website kind of likes to uncover some of her like deceptions, like the fact that she says, "Oh, I lost 30 pounds in 30 days." It's just like
you mofo, you gained another 30 pounds. I can tell.
Yeah, but also, come on, you.
No, hold on. Like, let me let you finish that thought for a second. Mariah, if you're listening to this, I'm challenging you to a 30-day weight loss challenge. Who can lose more weight in 30 days? If you choose to accept, then donate to my PayPal.
Yeah, but the other thing too is so on this forum, someone mentioned, oh, she got in trouble, or somebody caught her ghosting Fanime, and one of them responded, well, like, to be fair, Fanime is not exactly like a place well, I mean, like, Fanime is like not a place like that's kind of worth spending a lot of money on anyway, so it's okay to ghost them. It's
never okay to ghost a convention. You know how much work goes into that?
Yeah, but then again, these are like...
I'd be okay if people ghost TanaCon, though.
Not that you'd be able to. Jeez.
You can't even enter.
No!
But wasn't it a challenge? Or wasn't it pretty much...
It was a convention that was made in 2 months out of spite.
Can you imagine if one day I was banned from SatAM? I'm like, that's it, guys. TavCon in my garage.
The only way we could be banned from SatAM is if we go through with our plan to get them to okay a panel so we can do a live recording of TaviRadio SatAM. Maybe even do like a crossover TaviRadio. Invite our one-sided arch nemesis, Richard Michael Alvarez and his homies, onto the panel. Tell them like, oh, we're just gonna like talk to you and it'll be nice and like cordial. But then right away alienate him Eric Andre style, and then cause him to like get mad at us and like get us kicked out of the place.
I don't think we get kicked out. It's a show, you know.
Yeah, but if he gets upset and his fans like get mad and go on social media saying that we were
all 2 of them.
Savage.
Actually, you know what? I planned to say a bigger number, but 2 just came out.
Yeah. Anyways,
But speaking of,
but yeah, it's like I was shocked to see that somebody said like somebody was okay with Mariah ghosting Fanime because according to them it's not like it's a big convention that's like significant. It's okay if she ghosts them because come on, whatever.
It's never okay to ghost a convention.
No, a lot of people
you know how much work goes into that?
Yeah.
If I were to one day make my own convention, TavCon or something in my garage, and you try to ghost that place, you're out of here, Buster.
First things first. You're all fucking dead. Anyways, okay.
I have top-notch security, which is my dog.
Yeah. And he's actually pretty good security.
Dude, that mofo, nothing gets by him.
Not even possums.
Yeah.
Or rats, apparently.
He killed a rat and he killed a possum.
Both the big and small version of that same fucking animal. But did he kill the rats who were bamboozling you?
Actually, no, I finally caught those motherfuckers.
Oh, good.
The rat boys are gone, guys. I caught them. Literally, after half an hour placing down a trap, I hear...
Yeah, nice.
I'm like, oh boy, open up where...
Oh boy.
I'm like, oh boy, open up where it was. Motherfucker dead.
Good.
Then there was one that was sneaking around this corner that I saw twice. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to place a trap here.
Dead.
Literally 10 minutes, I was still in like my kitchen.
Ugh.
Another mofo dead. I think that's all of them. I haven't seen any more rat stuff around. So the rat boys are gone.
I guess that's it for the rat update. Anything else for the cosplay update? I got nothing on Invader Noodles or Jessica Negri. They're just the same level of awfulness that they've always been. I don't really care anymore.
Ending the cosplay update, but we do have an update. By the time of this recording, it'll be almost like roughly a month or two. Lycan and I will be at SatAM this year.
I'll do an official video inviting people who, if we have any fans in Sacramento, go to SatAM. I'll be the man in the wolf mask.
Can we have the video look like the Cell Games announcement?
Yeah, we can do that. Anyways,
ladies and citizens of YouTube, I'll be at such.
I'll challenge anyone. I left my treasure in one piece.
Mike.
Fucking, did you realize that Logan Paul fucking pulled a Goldie Roger on VidCon last year?
Yeah.
That's why he's not invited. That's why he showed up the fucking... No, Jake
My
Paul
treasure, treasure's yours for the taking. I left everything you own in one piece. Yo!
Okay. I guess that does it for the cosplay update. But before we go, or move on to the next segment, here is that exchange I told you about.
Oh, was this the... What was it? The Christian one?
Yeah, so here we go. So
First
this
channel update.
homeboy Noel of Kiwi Farms, one of the founders of Kiwi Farms, who's trying to reform Chris.
You're trying to help him out,
Yeah,
which is
admirable. It's super admirable
from a person
because it's also tough love. He's not like on White Knights. He's like, do what you want, Chris. You be you. It's like, no, Chris. You got like here we go.
Chris, you got to conform to the rules of society.
Yeah, no, I don't want. Anyways, I'm gonna use that Fat Tony, that Joe Montana voice too for Noel. Did you remember to ship those items from... Okay, whatever. Good afternoon, Noel. I will be shipping out the 3 photographs today. I need to get 3 bubble envelopes. Have you heard back from the people at BronyCon about upgrading my weekend pass on the complimentary? I feel better, but getting up was rough. I've not heard back from the BronyCon. Though you need to be aware that what happened at too many games might get you banned from BronyCon preemptively. If it happens again, you might end up on a global con blacklist, stopping you from going to any con ever again. The touchy-feely stuff is very serious. And if it happens to the wrong person, getting banned from a con is the least of your concern. They might press sexual assault charges, which is sometimes years in prison.
This person's
Chris.
This person's like Chris's manager.
Chris, I'm scared. Yeah, actually, Nola's trying to be Chris's like handler now.
Chris, I'm scared. Shut up.
Shut up.
So can I hug you?
What do you want your kiss, fan? I'm gonna go my hedgehog defensive pose.
Blood on mouth.
Blood in Ruckersville. The Christian story. Blood on Mount Quickville.
The Christian story.
Okay.
Blood on.
I'm gonna have to make that, you stupid bastard. Okay, here we go. Go ready for this. I'm gonna see if I can hold this fucking Chris impression that long.
If you need a tag out,
I'm aware of that now. My lips are kept to myself. Hey, I am feeling better, yet still recovering. I want to let you know about something. I was sent to TMG, too many games, to learn about the possible return of Atari and Ray rights being up to something with the Atari VCU. The CPU suspicions were correct from what we were able to get from what I learned during my time there. Amy Rose stayed the remainder of the convention to attend the remaining events and listen on the talk and gossip. We need to make the presence of the nation of Kama and the CPU of the Commodore console, Scarlet, spread far and wide everywhere. Her memories have been bestowed to someone in this world of ours. Scarlet is kind and compassionate. She is the counter to Ray rights, and should and when Ray attempts something to resurrect her lost nation, Scarlet will help us against the Ray rights. Remember to share some prayers with the CPUs. Also, tell everyone to give their full support to Commodore on their next console, which will be named the Commodore CW. Let Commodore know that the console should have a serial port for the floppy drive and printer, a port for the cassette drive, a cartridge port for their old cartridges, as well as the Blu-ray drive for all media discs, as well as an HDMI input and output and input and component output. Their old cartridge as well as the Blu-ray drive for all media discs, as well as an HDMI output and input and component output. The controller should be reminiscent of the Commodore logo in shape with pattern of. I'm hating the sound of my voice now.
Do you want you want to tag in?
No. Let me finish this, but in my regular voice. God. That was painful.
While you're reading that, I want to shoot myself.
Alright. Their controller should be reminiscent of the Commodore logo in shape with pattern of the typical controller, like the Xbox controller scheme. The C half facing outward from the player, allowing the controller for it, and should be wireless with the USB cable port, and use input and output ports for media input and backup, and even hooking up to a PC or a laptop for using either as a monitor. The console should take the shape and form of a classic keyboard console, complete with the keyboard, online functions, downloadable games, and plenty independent game titles for the CCW. And the media of their new game should be physical and downloadable. I really like using the cartridges for their games, and the price should be less than $400 on the finished console product. And they should take their time in fully developing, designing, assembling, testing, and getting all the bugs out before making it available for sale. Versus the Atari VCU, the Commodore CW should be a greater success. Please help spread the word to the current people of Commodore in this world. We need lots of this people's voice, world's people to voice all of this to Commodore. And then Null responded, "It's not just kissing. Someone claims, I don't know if it's true, but someone claims you squeeze their butt as well. That kind of thing, even the rumor puts you at risk of being banned from BronyCon and all other content events. I can't help you if it happens. It also scares away people who buy your stuff from you. No one will want to buy medallions or drawings if they think you don't respect their personal space. Just keep in mind, just keep it in mind. This isn't something I can't magic away, and is away.
This person is pretty much Chris Chan's manager.
This is something I can't magic away, and is way, way more serious than trespassing or bumping Snyder."
Or pepper spraying.
Yeah. So, and then the rest is like, okay.
So you reading that whole speech about him wanting to build a goddamn video game console to appease a fake, fictional video game god? I'm not being an atheist here, guys. It's just, hyperdimension Neptunia. Come on, give me a break.
It's a fucking video game, okay?
It's a fucking video game. Chris, what is your goddamn problem? Actually, don't answer that. You all know.
Yeah, okay, because there's a forum post on Kiwi Farms where someone translated what the fuck Chris Chan was saying. But
Chris Chan was pretty much saying to increase the shares of a. By the way, this character isn't even in the game.
Oh no, Scarlet is a made up CPU goddess that Chris made up for the Commodore,
which is stupid. Anyway,
can you explain why?
Because for some reason.
Because I understand that it's hyperdimension Neptunia, but explain to me what that is, and then explain to me what Chris is talking about.
So hyperdimension Neptunia is like, let's take Nintendo side Xbox and PlayStation and make them into generally four goddesses of game industry, which is pretty much this whole place. They represent the game industry.
Right.
Blonde is which is my favorite character, is represented by Nintendo. Vert is Xbox.
Oh,
Noir.
no wonder, Tav.
I like Nintendo, man. Give me a break.
I know. I like Nintendo. Shigeru Miyamoto, can I live at your house?
Can you just be my grandpa?
Yeah. Come on, Grandpa. Grandpa Iwata's gone. Uncle Reggie won't even return my calls.
Actually, on a side note,
Uncle Sakurai won't even look at me.
On a side note, someone asked Reggie, so why is Waluigi not playable in Smash? You guys hate Waluigi in Nintendo?
To be fair,
and he's like, no. And Reggie's like this. We don't hate Waluigi. If anything, one of our own rooms is named after Waluigi. We don't even have a name. We don't have a room named after Daisy or Rosalina. We chose Waluigi first to name a room. Their meeting room at Nintendo of America is room 100 and something, also known as the Waluigi room.
I've actually listened to some people talk about their hatred of Waluigi, and it kind of makes sense.
Waluigi's... I
don't have any strong opinions about him. I think, to be fair, I think Waluigi's cool. I like his color palette and design, but I also recognize he's a fucking monstrosity along with Wario. They're both abominations.
You think I love Wario because actually no, I don't love Wario.
Someone referred to him as like libertarian Mario.
No, I don't love Wario. I'll tell you why. This is a no-wah zone. If I hear another fucking wah around here, someone's gonna get shot.
Yeah.
I'm a cop around here, guys. I'm shooting wahs. That means you too, Ramon.
Hey, I saw Wario. Hey, I'm a affluent white person. I saw Wario and Waluigi barbecuing in a park. Should I call you?
Yeah.
I also saw them. Then later on, I also saw them lighting fireworks, and then I saw them sitting in a Starbucks. Is it okay to call you?
Yeah. You see those. All right,
those abominations.
Those
living sins.
You see those living sins around here? Call me. I'm gonna shoot them.
Those two people are sins.
I'm gonna have to go one shot, one kill on them. Who was that?
I'm not even gonna wing them.
Who was that?
I can't remember.
Because Brad from It's Alive with Bradley always mentions that goddamn movie. He's like,
American Sniper, because he kind of looks like Chris Kyle.
There you go, Chris Kyle, one shot, one kill. What?
Okay.
There's another episode.
So he's talking about a video game where
where video game companies are represented by these goddesses and whatnot. During the game's about the Sega rep, which is Neptune, named after the failed Sega standalone 32X console, by the way. And it pretty much involves her and her wacky adventures of trying to get her shares back, because through shares, which is pretty much like how much citizens buy or worship her, goes up. Which makes sense because Sega is pretty low compared to like Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft.
Yeah.
So it made a lot of sense. What Chris is doing is making a fake made-up character named Starlet to represent the Commodore 64. We've had game companies be represented in the games before.
Apparently, is Ray Wright an actual character in the games, or
no.
did he make up?
He made up that too.
He made up a CPU goddess for the Atari.
Here's the thing: there's other like representatives of the companies. It's mostly focused around Sega-based characters. For example, you have Neptune, and then you have Plutia, which is another Sega rep. I think she represents the
Mega Drive?
Saturn. No.
Oh. That makes sense, I guess.
And then there is another character who represents the Dreamcast. Her Neptune's little sister. Neptune's little sister represents the Game Gear.
Because when I was reading it, I was like disturbed by how much he's just like, "Are you trying to sell me shit, Chris?"
He is. He's pretty much saying like, "Let's make a new Commodore system."
Also, like, how stuck in his fucking head is Chris for him to say like, although I was kicked out, Amy Rose stayed behind. Apparently, like, Chris is super into like this idea that these fictional characters are real, living, breathing characters who exist in another dimension, because to him, fictional worlds are just another dimensions.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so Starlet sounded like the name of an actual character in Hyperdimension Neptunia, and I thought to myself, "Oh my God, this better not be." And I just Googled it right now, and thank God it's not. So, Chris is pulling this stuff out of his ass.
Yeah. Okay. I want to move on from this because this is disturbing.
I got news.
Okay.
I recently released a video, which is a combo video on my channel.
I saw that.
And it was the fastest growing video of all time on my channel.
Impressive. Proud of you, son.
In the span of less than 24 hours, it got 100 views.
Proud of you.
And when you search up the song name, which is I Burn from Ruby, because there's a...
You show up.
Yeah, I show up.
Yeah.
But I was looking at the analytics, and for some reason...
I'm going to take you out for Dairy Queen for this.
Family. I'm
you
out
want a
here,
Blizzard?
guys.
Or do you want a hamburger, you dumb motherfucker?
Give me a hamburger sundae.
I want the hamburger blended into my fucking Blizzard, you dumb bastards.
Yeah, come on, where's that? Anyway, I told this to Sabers, like, listen up. If this video gets 100 views, then I'll eat Turumo. So now I gotta eat Turumo.
Wow, I don't approve of that, but okay. It's your choice.
What do you mean you don't approve of it?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm gonna marinate him, don't worry. But speaking of Turumo, him and his
marinate
boys,
they've
been taking care of the second location.
Right on.
I've been hearing...
Wait, are you telling me that Terumo and his pig boys, you're letting a bunch of pigs run the second location, the successful location? Wait, is the second location more successful than your janked up...
No, the first location is more successful. I get those Mexican kids coming in.
Right
all the revenue that comes from the second location comes from them ordering a soda, and the revenue from the arcade machines.
Oh, it's got Mugen, Holmes. Hey man, it's got Mugen. I can play as Vegeta.
Hey, don't tell me.
I can play as Vegeta.
Hey, don't tell me anything, but you even need to put in a quarter.
It's on free play.
It's a computer.
Yeah.
You actually need to put in quarters, but it's a trust system.
Is it true that some of the kids who got mad at losing the game, like, and slammed the fake arcade cabinet, and
which is made out of cardboard?
Yeah, and then it's like, wait a minute, this is just a computer.
Yeah, that's why those kids are banned.
Oh.
Well, I say banned, but...
Oh, that explains why these Yelp reviews say that you're a racist and you blame them because you call them dirty Mexicans.
Hey, I'm not a racist. That's the fake Tav. That was the fake Tav. That's Trumo in a wig and glasses.
I'm gonna draw this now.
But
That's the title. That's the title card for this.
But anyway, I do have other news.
Yeah.
Recently, I got contacted to do side work for a interesting channel.
Uh-huh.
I have a lot of... let me give you some backstory for this.
Uh-huh.
I have a lot of friends who are into, like... I didn't know they were into this, but they're into, like, the inflation fetish stuff like that.
Blech.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So this guy contacts me. He's like, hey, you do audio editing, right? I'm like...
A little bit, yeah.
I'm like, yeah, a little bit on the side. He's like, all right.
It's $10.
And they actually gave me...
Oh, wow.
He PayPal'd me $. I was paid a bigger amount than what Lycan just said. And this is so weird to talk about because he told me, like, well, this guy who was a mutual friend between us told me that, like, oh, well, he said you do video stuff, so I'm wondering if you edit audio for video making. I'm like, okay. Let me tell you about this guy first. He has this whole lucrative, like, business on YouTube where he has, like, so many voice actresses and I think one voice actor. Mm-hmm. And he pretty much makes, like, he pretty much, like, makes videos of, like, comic dubs of, like, either inflation stuff or whatever. He likes big women, I'll say that much.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So, he paid me that amount of money to edit audio for a story where... let me do the base of the story.
Is this like Huge Quest?
No. It's a part one of, like, this one thing. I imagine part two... I don't know if part two exists.
Okay.
But let's just say I have to listen to this roughly 3 times as I was editing this.
Uh-huh.
This story is about a wizard apprentice named Brad. And his gaudy 20-something...
Should we be worried... should you be telling this story if it hasn't been out yet?
No, it's already out.
Okay.
It came out, like, literally yesterday at the time of this recording.
Should we be telling this story if it mocks...
It doesn't really mock him. I just want to talk about how... My only problem with this story, like, here's the thing. I'm not into it, but my problem with the story is that they had a meek wizard apprentice date a gaudy 20-something-year-old, and they named him Brad instead of something like cool. Bartholomew. I think they could have done a funnier name.
Rudiger.
They could have named him Rudiger. But here's the thing.
Bradley would have been an update.
They call him Bradley. Then that would have been better. Yeah. They call him something other than Brad.
This is a criticism. I'm not... Yeah, okay. That's fair.
It's just a criticism of the fact that, like, they decided to call this meek wizard character... Brad.
Yeah.
Even though he's not a Chad at all. But anyway, it was a pretty interesting thing because the story is just about how they find a magic lotion.
Uh-huh.
And body parts grow. Not body parts.
It's fair.
Stuff grows. So
it's fair.
Yeah. There won't be no link to this down below, but if you hunt it down, have fun or something. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're into it, you're into it. That's good for you.
No, that's fine.
All right, Tav, we've wasted enough time. I need you to get the handcuffs ready.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, I committed a crime recently. I admit.
You better start walking on that plank.
All right. All right, Tav, I'm ready to tell you my story. Before I walk the plank. Yeah, let me get back close to the microphone. I'm not going to yell across. Before I walk the plank. Before you tie me to this anchor and I sink to the bottom of the ocean. And it won't kill me because, again, silver bullets. Or silver won't kill me.
Only silver kills you. I can't even be drowned.
Have you seen Monster Squad? They blow up the Wolfman with a stick of dynamite and he comes back together.
What if I give you cement shoes?
It wouldn't matter. I'll just stay at the bottom and eat fish.
But what if the fish...
It's a mystic thing, man. Don't talk to me about this.
Alright, fine.
Anyways, so I saw something. An entire series I should not have watched.
How many episodes is it?
8.
Oh.
No, like 12.
Okay, I'm gonna say that sounds fair. That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's a full half-hour show.
Okay, let's do the math here. Half hour, 12 episodes, 6 hours.
Yeah. I parsed it over a few days. Okay, give me a break. Get off my back.
Okay, so you sat through 6 hours of a show.
Yeah.
Would you have to tell the audience what show it was?
That show. I sat through all 6 hours of the show Kodomo, no G-Con.
Here's the thing, Lycan. I won't push you out the plank or
I'll push myself
or
off
just
the plank,
shoot
you
motherfucker.
motherfucker.
I won't do this because I'm here to help.
I don't
you.
think... Okay.
I feel like you have to set... You seemed pretty distressed about this show after you saw it.
You know,
so,
maybe instead of...
so, here's the thing. A guilty man and a bad man would have said, like, yeah, I sat through it. So what?
I'm not Digibro here.
No. He's Gonzo Media Otaku, whatever.
Gonzo Media, go fuck yourself. He's Digibro to me.
He's Digibrony to me.
Yeah, it's true.
Digibrony
You can't escape your past.
Digibrony
like me.
Digibrony saved the anime community.
So
Digibro After Dark taught me life
I'm not
lessons.
Digibro. I'm not Akidiris or the Anime Man.
Who?
I'm just Lycan Jones.
By the way, all three of these.
I admit
all three
my
of these
problems.
characters have said decent things about this show. Actually,
About SatAM.
no,
Oh,
about the show you're talking about.
well, let me give you my thoughts about this. Okay. First things first. Why did I watch this show? I watched it out of morbid curiosity. I thought to myself, you know what? I've seen Faces of Death. I've seen Faces of Death 4.
You've seen Solo.
I've seen Solo,
You
which
watched
is specifically about a bunch of like fascists during the fall of Italy at the end of World War II who kidnapped teenagers. Yeah, literally a bunch of kids, a bunch of teenagers. So to torture and fuck them.
sometimes both.
Yeah.
Oftentimes both.
Yes.
You watched Cannibal Holocaust.
I've seen Cannibal Holocaust.
And you ask yourself, I wonder who the real savages were.
Usually, I have such mixed feelings about that movie because on one hand it fucking works, on the other hand, they kill animals on screen.
They on screen. I think they only killed one animal, which was the tortoise.
No, they kill a monkey too, and a snake, and a tortoise.
Indiana Jones probably was happy about that scene. Not the tortoise, the snake.
Well, they kill a monkey, and well, there's also a
Oh
fake.
wow, you killed a monkey and an inbred man.
Okay, so
Back to Kodomo no G-Con. Kodomo.
I've seen some morbid shit. I was a horror movie kid growing up. Okay, which is fair. I mean, you'd think like a person who's a wolfman, a lycanthrope, would stray away from their heritage. But you know what? I keep getting pulled back to horror movie and like cold and gross out shit. Okay, I get pulled into it.
You like
I've seen Sick. Okay, I've seen a man nail his penis to a board. Okay.
Have you seen Antichrist?
Yes, but I've seen like the non-simulated version. I saw it in a documentary about a man who had cystic fibrosis. The only way he can control his pain was by doing shit like that to himself.
Damn.
Yeah,
But anyway,
pretty harrowing.
I think the only thing that can probably...
I've seen some horrible stuff, but you know what? I never crossed the line at stuff like this until recently. Here's the thing. The show is not Boku no Pico, which I will not subject myself to.
I did subject myself to watching at least, I think, half the first episode.
But you stopped as soon as I got to the actual part. Here's the thing. Kodomo no Jiken is not a hentai.
No, it's not.
At the very least, it's an ecchi.
It's weird how to describe this show, but with
Because it tries to be a comedy, but like, here's the thing. I sat through all 6 hours of the show, and it's mostly a comedy, but then devolves into a drama. And I say devolves because I'll explain what happens and why this show
broke you.
Made me feel horrible at the end. Okay, so I watched the show out of morbid curiosity. I could have just read about it. I could have read synopses. Could have read criticisms. But you know what? Something inside me said,
You need to see it for yourself.
"Go Lycan." I think it was the devil who told me.
Or it could have been Blackula.
No, he has class. Dracula would have.
Could
No,
have been
he.
Blackenstein.
Maybe. You cartoon fucker.
No, Dracula don't roll like that. He don't suck.
He scrape and lick. No, that's Dracula scrapes and lick. Okay, so
Suck.
I watched it,
Uh-huh.
and yes, the first half of the show is entirely
Bait.
this little girl, this 9-year-old kid, crushing on her stupid ass teacher, and essentially harassing him in ways and trying to like indict him into like into creeping into pederasty. Essentially, she's trying to trick this teacher into being a pederast. All right, she's trying. That's the whole thing. But she does it because one, she has a legit crush and attraction to him. But the problem is, here's the thing. There's a lot of American shows that touch on the idea of a younger person developing the first crush on an older person. But here's the thing. American shows always, or at least movies too, American media, these stories in American fiction, always resolve themselves by having the adult in this relationship essentially cancel this out and say, yo, I get where you're coming from. I was your age one time. What you're experiencing, this is the first time you're experiencing these feelings, you know? And you know what? It's not like I'm just a crush. This isn't going to go anywhere. I'm an adult. It will never work out.
I'm a man.
But one day you're going to meet somebody your age or near your age maybe, hopefully, and you're going to actually have a crush on them. I'm just the first taste of like crushes you'll have in your life. And you know what? This is just part of the growing process, okay? I'm here to help you sort out your feelings and tell you what you're doing is just a little thing that's gonna develop more later on, but not with people my age, hopefully. And that's how it usually ends. The teacher's understanding and tells them how to sort out with their feelings of this.
But not in this show.
But not in this fucking show. And I'm gonna tell you why. The thing is, it doesn't work out this way because one, the teacher in question is too much of a fucking dunce and an oblivious moron.
And a beta male.
Yeah! And a beta male. He's too much of a fucking dork to like talk to this kid like a responsible adult. Oh, by the way, he tries, but he's too stupid to like successfully like talk this kid out of it and move on with his own fucking life.
Why doesn't he just like say like I'm sorry, but
He tries. He definitely tries.
Or-
but then he questions his own fucking feelings about it. Just like there's a perfectly good adult woman in your staff at the school who is into you, my dude. You go on a few dates with her even, okay? But instead, you're too busy questioning your own feelings about this and wondering if it could work. And because you're too worried about this little girl's feelings. But you know what? You can worry about this kid's feelings and tell her, you know what? This is just part of the growing process. You'll just move on. You'll find someone you'll crush on in your own age group, okay?
so that's the first half then.
That's the first half is him just as this little girl tricking him into liking her. The problem is and that's the thing. Stuff like this works in other media.
So is she the antagonist?
Cute. What?
Is she the antagonist?
Yes. She straight up becomes the antagonist later in the series, and I'll get there. The problem is, it's not an innocent and chaste crush like you see in a lot of American shows.
No.
No, the problem, or even in like other Japanese shows, which at the very least treat like student on teacher
Like a joke.
crushing as kind of as jokey. I mean, it's still creepy and sexual harassing, but still like a play for laughs. It's never meant to be taken seriously.
But what is one of the kids gonna say like my name is humongous?
But anyways,
Can you imagine a kid telling that he's so stupid?
if I was a substitute teacher, just like, and that's just like, actually, I go by Hugh. Okay, Hugh, yeah, humongous. I'm like, I like your spunk, kid. Go to the fucking corner and think about what you said.
But
You get, I'm putting your name in the book, and then you know what I'm gonna put you under? Fucking legend. But never do that again.
I like saying anything else. He's just Hugh and Mungus.
I'm looking for a humongous.
Mungus.
That's. I'm looking for a Mungus. First name Hugh. Right here, sir. I'm putting you on a list of people who succeed. But also, do not pull this fucking joke again. You're not 40. You're not a dad. Okay.
When you are
Also, I just realized I swore at you. I'm gonna lose my job. But you know what? You're a cool kid in my book.
Talk to me in 20 years.
Talk to me in 20 years. You goddamn legend. See you later.
But go
Okay.
back. So going back, that's the first half.
No, I'm not even done with the first half.
Oh my god.
Okay. It could just be an innocent little crush show, and it could be completely played for whatever the author was intending. The problem is that it's a complete one. Apparently, this kid is fucking ruined morally because, or not even morally. Like this kid is already like been exposed to a lot of sexual stuff, so she's already got like these sexual ideas in her head at the age of 9. Which, you know, okay, here's the thing. I knew kids who were like this, and they were just pretty much dumb, gross-out kids. They never took it as, like, real shit. But, like, this kid does.
Did you, in your time,
So,
in your time, did you ever have that one dude that wore the That's What She Said shirt, and then you wanted to punch him in the face?
Yeah, but I also knew kids who were like making sex jokes in like elementary school, and that's just like, and it was never, it never went anywhere past than like these kids trying to be edgy. They never like said, they never went to combine edgy sex humor with like actual like crush attraction to anything. As far as I know, there could be kids out there, but then again, if it's like that, this is why the teacher in question has to be a fucking adult and like shut it down, lest they go to jail. But
This doesn't happen.
it doesn't happen because this kid keeps perpetually harassing and trying to trick her like crush object into like liking her. And this and the whole, I mean, yes, the first half of this series is freaking teacher, look at my panties. Ah, no, gross. You're a child. This is not cool.
Gross.
Yeah. And then also recruiting her classmates into helping her with her like schemes. Which is weird because again, she has one of her classmates is a kid who's a little younger than her, who comes from like a rich family and likes to dress in like elaborate outfits because she's kind of like into like Lolita fashion, which is, you know, kind of cool because I had friends who were into Lolita. Or like Neko Girl fashion, and it's never like anything weird or anything, it's just whatever. She's kind of actually cool sometimes. But again, because this kid is the kind of like the token I know more about sex for somebody my age, but I'm too young to really understand it, so I'm just like the edgy sex kid. But again, I'm almost always like, there's always that one kid who understands it, and you just think like, that's weird. I hope I don't understand it yet. And then they have like their more innocent, they have like their more developed innocent friend who's like the little girl with glasses who plays up for the glasses girl fetish, but then ups the ante when she's like also 9 years old and already has developed early, and they play that for some gross shit to show too. Yeah, it's a lot of laughs here, a lot of goofs and gaffs. And like I said, she recruits him into her gross schemes, and like, if the show were just like a dumb like punchline, like setup punchline, where just like, teacher, I have a crush on you. Please don't. Well, too bad. Here's my underwear. Please don't. The end, and it's just it went on like that for 12 episodes. Just like,
first of all, that'd be a really bad show.
Hey, well, guess what? A show like that existed in the 80s, and it was all about these pervy boys creeping on their cute teacher and trying to grope her and see her underwear the whole time.
Hey, that's what I tried doing in Persona 5, but you don't see me complaining.
I'm sending you to jail too. You're walking get on this fucking plank right now.
No. The plank will break.
Then so be it.
You really think you can get rid of me that fast, Lycan? Know whose boat this is?
Mine. I'm the captain. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
Hey, wait a minute.
I'm wearing the hat.
But who sprayed print over the SS Mule Boy?
Me.
Why did it say the SS Wolf, man?
I didn't write that. I would have wrote the SSC Wolf. The ocean wolf.
Star Wolf.
Star Wolf.
Anyway.
So, it's like that for the first half of the season, or series. And then it takes a dark turn. Because this kid, it goes from innocent, yet like faux innocent, but still fan service-y kid crushing on her teacher to straight up like psychological thriller. At one point, after the teacher,
you know what?
Okay,
Without all the like the pedo stuff.
Okay, you know what?
That idea of like being this weird psychological thriller thing, kind of sounds cool. Paper.
Okay, I had a classmate in college in my screenwriting class, whose script was this story. Essentially, was the second half of the story. It was about, well, maybe not in this context, but it was about a underage girl who has a sexual relationship with an older man who is clearly just using her for sex. He's clearly just raping her, but she's so young and fucked up and groomed that she mistakes it for love, and then goes pretty much it becomes like a monkey's paw situation, where because she's so confused with her in regards to her relationship that she decides that she wants him all to herself, although his son has a crush on her too. So that movie sounds
like the setup of a bad hentai.
It climaxes with her murdering his family.
Oh, that's just school days.
Yeah, actually, here's the thing. First off, she decides to resolve her her relationship with this man's son, who she acknowledges has a crush on her. So she decides to you know what? I won't let him die a virgin. I'll let him go out the way he wants to go out. So she has sex with him and smothers him at the same time, which she kind of feels bad about. And then she goes in the next room and murders this man's wife with a hammer. So when he comes home, after he pretty much decided he was going to break off this relationship because it was getting too close and to people finding out, she smashes his wife's head in with a ball peen hammer. And then when he comes home, he's just like, "Where's everyone? What's going on? Everyone's quiet. Is everyone asleep?" Yeah. He walks into his bedroom, turns on the light, and sees this underage girl on the bed, covered in blood, next to his destroyed wife. And it just ended there because I guess it just ends there. I think she ran out of time to finish the script properly, but it ends there, and it's just it's sort of a perfect ending. But I don't know who would make this movie. It would be fucking gross.
All right, now.
But this show.
Tell me the second half of this.
Second half of this. So okay. Let me backtrack. I did exaggerate. This guy's too much of a fucking dork to try to be a responsible adult, but he does try to tell her, "No, please stop." But it climaxes when it takes a turn for the worst when one of the teachers who also works at the school pretty much on. No, she doesn't. She never catches on. But she pretty much has a crush on this teacher. Just you know what, we should hang out and date. And he's like, okay, cool. And then she it makes the little girl jealous and just
what the heck? She's like, what the heck?
And then she realized, you know what? This man, who I've been harassing for these last few episodes, will never see me as an adult woman. For the last 6 episodes, he will never only see me as a little girl. And I want him to see me as a woman. So she pretends to scrape her knees so that the teacher will do first aid and then patch her up. While he's patching her up,
she's like, "Well."
He's just like, "Hey, teacher, you see these ribbons on my dress? Yeah, they're probably part of your dress, right? Yeah, pull on them." That's a weird request, but okay. Oh no, it's your underwear. You're wearing a string bikini underneath. Yeah, I know. Oh, it's gross. It's yes, I want you to want me. Look, and she I think she lifts up her dress. I kind of had to turn away. And he's look. He's I can't. This is horrible.
Oh, it's I haven't even seen it.
You have to look. It's no, I don't want to. if you run away, I'll tell everybody that you were creeping on me.
What the
She fucking entraps him. She entraps him, and like she kind of feels bad about it, but she's so obsessed. And then at one point, like the gym teacher, that is the girl who's more of the teacher speed, and just talking to her about growing up. She has no idea that this is going on. Like is like standing in front of a stairwell, and she considers pushing her down the stairs.
What?
It ends on that cliffhanger. So then episode 7 happens, and it's just like, no, and then she turns around, and it's like, oh, you're still here. Just like, yeah, I'm just, and it's like, they go home. And here's the thing, you would think, where are this little girl's parents? Why is she so messed up? The show tries to excuse it by one, having her mom be dead, 2, having her guardian be her like uncle, who is her mom's cousin, who the mom had a relationship with. Because I guess like her dad walked out, she grew up as a single mom, or she raised her as a single mom. She got sick. Like the mom gets cancer. This all happens before the show even starts. So this is in the past. This is backstory. The mom gets sick of the mom decides to move in after the dad walks out. She moves in with her cousin, who he's always had a crush on. And they start up a relationship.
Here's the thing.
That
cousin relationships are okay in Japan, so
I know
it's clear that up. That's fine.
But the show still treats it as weird.
Oh, yeah,
because it's like first cousins, I think.
No, you can. In Japan, it's actually illegal to marry your first cousin.
Okay, well, it's not like
you cannot marry your sister or anything like that. But because cousins kind of like not as distant, is a little bit more distant than like
immediate family.
Than like immediate family.
Yeah,
it's okay. I mean, that kid somewhere. I mean. A future kid is still gonna have like issues.
Yeah. Anyways, the mom gets sick and she dies of like cancer or something, or like some lung illness, and she pretty much she gets raised by her uncle, and they have but the thing is the uncle has like a violent past because I guess like he was like abused by his dad. I think again. It was hard to think about the show properly, but I think the kid has ended up attacking and assaulting his father. I think maybe murdering him, but he got off because the guy was a monster too. So he has a violent past, and he wants to raise his
cousin's daughter.
His cousin's daughter properly and be a loving. Just a loving parental figure and treats her with respect and is a kind-hearted person and wants to make sure she never gets that kind of anger.
So there's a lot of respect around here.
Yeah, but the thing is, she even threatens a teacher with what if I tell my uncle he gets violent. He has a violent past. He might even kill you. And it's just so the teacher's straight up decides not to even go to school anymore, call in sick for a week because she's afraid of going back to school because of this kid. But he also knows that he's going he also tries to sabotage his date too with this other teacher. So there's all this stuff going on, and it climaxes when the little girl runs away and goes back to the school during a night when the teacher, after he's come back, they have an overnight grading session or something like that. So I think he goes downstairs, I think he goes into the basement and he finds her there, and they get locked in the basement and they have this fake intimate, weirdly intimate moment where she pretty much confesses her affection to him properly, and pretty much says you know what, I also kind of want it's I have a crush on you, and he's well, I'm just going to try to be more of a paternal figure rather than a boyfriend figure. And the grossest part of the fucking show.
No,
and a show that shows you little girl ass in a sexual way.
Can I just see Kid Goku's butt around now?
Please see Kid Goku's little baby dong, which is always funny.
Actually, no. Just show me adult Goku standing over these two fused kids naked while he's Super Saiyan. By the way, he's doing this pose, and you see him from the back, And you can just imagine that where those kids' eyes are, you just see a straight up Super Saiyan dog.
I'm always fascinated about like how Dragon Ball,
Just like that mud
like
I showed you on TV,
Dragon Ball has shown like young Bulma's ass, but it's and even like with her wearing more like sexy costumes, but it's never like it tries to play it like sexy, but it never works because it's always played for the sake of comedy. It undercuts whatever kind of like fan service the show tries by being too funny to be sexual.
Exactly.
But the show does not do that. Because it tries to, but it fails completely because it leans in too much in the other way because you sick fucks are out there.
So
anyways,
is that it for Totomo G?
No! I'm getting to the tragic ending here.
She dies.
No.
He dies.
No.
He's arrested.
No. Almost. So, this basement scene.
Oh, no.
So, they're scared and, like, they're waiting for people to, like, show up and, like, get them out of the basement because they're locked in. And while they're waiting, he, like, embraces her because she's scared and he's just trying to comfort her. And she takes advantage of the situation by trying to grind on his crotch.
No!
And she does it to see if he will get a boner.
Boner.
And the scene is him trying to not get an erection while this little girl tries to grind on him. And when she realizes, like, oh, this guy isn't... The blood in this man's penis isn't rushing to it. While I try to, like, get him hard. Maybe he's not into me. Maybe I can just drop this. So that's pretty much like she pretty much kind of drops it at that point. She realizes like, oh well, I guess he doesn't. I guess he isn't really into me. I guess it was all for naught. And then obviously, her guardian is just like at this point is like called like the school and is looking for her because he's worried and he finds her with her and then he's mad. He's like, that's it. You're banned from seeing this man. And she's like, no, I want to see him. No, you'll do as I say. No, you'll do as I say, Arlene. I'll never be your queen. No,
not like you.
A little tragic than that. She's so defiant of this dude who's so like protective of her that he pulls a fucking knife on him and like stabs him.
Little girl
stabs her guardian, who's like mad and showing it like these like this legendary secret anger he's had.
Legendary Super Saiyan over here.
It traumatizes her guardian so much because it reminds him of like his violent past and trauma and like gives him PTSD, but also like traumatizing because he's been trying to make her not go down this path of violence and he fails. So he goes into like this like he goes comatose and has to be taken to the hospital. So the series ends on this like grim note, but then like still like of this like note of like, well, I'll always watch out for you. I'm not into you as like romantically, but I'll always watch out for you. And then the OVA kind of picks up on a happy note and is like, everything's going great. She's still harassing him, but now it's playful and they understand each other. And it's just more for like an in-joke. I think, fuck this show.
Is that all you have to say for it?
No, I want to say this. I understand where the author's coming from because she wanted to make a show or a series that approached the subject of a young person's first crush on an old, and sometimes that crush is on an older person. Like I mean, there are shows, like I said, there are shows that handle this and it always handles it gracefully and appropriately. The thing that destroys this thing is that, like, first off, you already established this girl is already too sexually minded when this happens. Two, it tries to play it off by having it be, like, giving her a tragic backstory to kind of defend it. And three, her crush object, this teacher, is too stupid and, like, wimpy to, like, properly fight back and be the responsible adult in this whole situation. It gets to like when it finally gets to it, it's gone too far and fan service the audience way too much to like it be taken seriously. It's too gross to like serve its purpose properly. And that's why this fucking show is a monstrosity, and I'm glad that Seven Seas, although, despite having, put out a bunch of ecchi content in over
They
here.
tried to, and they realized this cannot be put out.
Especially with the title they wanted to go with originally.
Which was?
Nymphette. And anybody who's fucking read Lolita knows that's not cool.
You can't see that. You can't
It
see this.
It tries to be Lolita if Dolores was fucking Humbert instead.
You guys couldn't see this on the podcast, but upon hearing that, I was really tempted to punch a wall.
So yeah,
my fist was.
I felt dirty afterwards. I felt bad. I wanted to die. I felt like putting a silver bullet into my own head.
I'll pull a bullet in my own head for hearing this.
So yeah.
You're not going to jail. I think you just need some help.
I'll go to the. You know what, Tam? I'm gonna go to those AA meetings like you always wanted. I've been sober for a long time now, but if it means going to these AA meetings at a church, at the local church, getting free bad coffee, and then maybe getting a cool token for the amount of years that I've been sober, and getting to hear other people's stories, that'll be cool. Maybe is there an equivalent to Alcoholics Anonymous for this?
Yeah, there is.
Lolicon Anonymous? LA?
No, I guess, LA. Anyway, I got 5 anime questions for you.
Please cleanse my palate.
Alright, so you brought back Dwarf Star. That's an anime.
Yes.
So we had this discussion earlier, but when it comes to power ranking Dwarf Star characters, I want to talk about that. Okay. So I'm gonna give you some hypothetical versus battles.
Okay.
And I want you to explain why this character would beat this character.
Okay.
Odie versus Monkey D. Luffy.
Odie.
Why?
He's got the Fist of the Dwarf Star.
I say these two versus characters because
if Luffy tries to, I don't know, rip off his extending tongue, he can just grow back.
But here's the thing: Monkey D. Luffy also has the same extended things where while Odie has the stretched tongue.
Wait, can he regenerate?
Luffy can't, but you have to remember his body. He's made of rubber. How'd that happen?
Yo, he took a bite of gum.
Yo, he took a bullet to the head.
He can still be knocked out though, and and also Odie's fucking fast.
But at the same time, Luffy has fourth gear, his big form.
He can't if Odie can hit him with the Dwarf with the Fist of the Dwarf Star, before he can go into fourth gear. It's over.
Okay,
he'll knock him out.
So Odie wins that.
He can punch the blood out of him, for God's sakes.
All right, next fight. Normal versus Yuta.
Oh, fucking Normal wins. Right off the bat. If Normal has Garfield corpse part inside of him, he hella wins right off the bat.
So, hold on. Think about this for a minute. Normal pre-corpse part, did he have the saga techniques or no?
He had his own techniques, similar to Yuta. He's on par with Yuta. I'd say it's a pretty tight match, but if he has corpse parts, then yeah, he wins.
Okay. First season John, as in pre-Peanuts Amp.
Okay.
Versus base form Goku end of Z.
Well, Goku might have a chance.
No Super Saiyan and this is
I think it's pretty even.
Alright. Super Saiyan Goku versus Peanuts Amped John.
Oh, John wins.
Why?
Because he's got the Fist of the Dwarf Star and he's got that sweet Charlie Chaslo Brown Shanghai Ben energy. That Shanghai Ben energy, that's years of abuse of Wassel Wassel Charlie Brown imbued in him, you know. Right.
Here's a baseball battle. Yamcha versus Charlie Brown.
Oh, fucking Charlie Brown. He fucking killed Tom Brady, who's a football player. Football players are more powerful than baseball players.
Did you know that Tom Brady's actually the Patara fusion of Tom the Cat and Jan Brady.
Well, too bad for him. He's dead. He fucking died.
2 for 1 right there.
Yeah. Charlie Brown killed the New York Giants. He murdered when Marmaduke shows up, he fucking killed the New England Patriots. By the time Marmaduke shows up, Charlie Brown had wiped out the NFL.
But here's the thing, Yamcha.
There's no Super Bowl in the world of Fist of the Barf Star.
But here's the thing, Yamcha's also a baseball player too, and he has his own baseball techniques. The Wolfgang pitch, the Wolfgang.
Yeah,
pitch.
but Charlie Brown's energy baseball's fucking pure skin.
But here's the thing, Yamcha has access to both the Destructo Disc and the Spirit Ball.
His baseball slide, which is easily dodgeable, or his football kick slide, which is kind of easily dodgeable.
There was a Borstar fighting game. I wanted to be a sweep. But anyway, all right.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the Sub-Zero sweep. It's a Sub-Zero slide.
It's really bad.
Oh no, it's the Dulcim slide.
All right.
Which means it's super good, you motherfucker.
It goes under projectiles.
God damn it!
Anyway, okay. Last fight. Majin Vegeta versus pre-Love Amp Garfield.
Oh, Garfield wins. The Saga power.
Oh man.
The power of the Saga is even more hungrier and insatiable than Boo.
But now here's my question. I'm trying to think who's
The only thing that can destroy the Saga is either the Borf Star Fist or
another Lasagi.
Or the very powerful Saga. The thing about the Saga is that the reason Garfield destroys it is that he puts it in an infinite loop of constant consumption. The power of the Saga is in its ate itself out of existence.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now, you have no fusion characters, so I was about to say, like, all right, how about we get Blue Vegito versus I don't know.
What about the fusion of? There's a fusion character, fucking Hobbs.
Oh yeah, Hobbs and okay. Fusion Hobbs / Calvin versus like
Ultimate Hobbs.
Ultimate Hobbs versus like Super Saiyan Blue Vegito.
Oh, fucking Ultimate Hobbs. He's a giant being of energy. He's bigger than Vegito.
Okay, here's a better question.
He's a being of like of infinite energy that cannot be satisfied.
All right, now here's
unless Vegito had Lasaga energy, he can't beat him.
But he has God Ki.
That doesn't. He can eat God. The power of Lasaga eats gods. The Lasaga star ate other galaxies. You motherfucker.
All right, now here, Broly versus Hogar.
Maybe evenly matched.
Nappa versus BC.
Then again, Hogar did lose to Odie, which means Odie could probably beat Broly. Especially after he's been imbued with Lasaga power.
Cell versus Garfield.
Oh, Garfield. He just eats him right up.
What if Cell absorbed Garfield?
He would be destroyed from the inside out, and then Garfield would emerge.
Oof. Alright.
My power is insatiable, John.
Now, here's my last question. Ultra Instinct Shaggy.
This has been more than 5 questions.
Yeah, but you know.
Go on.
Last one. Ultra Instinct Shaggy versus God of Destruction Scooby.
Shaggy wins.
Why?
He's got the higher ground, Scoob. No, wait. No, Scoob wins. Shaggy needs to be taken down. Scoob has the higher ground.
Alright, well that's it for the more than 5 anime questions. I hope we answered any theoretical versus battles.
Yeah.
I think we can end it on that.
Yeah, I think that does it, man. I'm glad I was able to. I mean, I guess this is less of like me confessing a crime and me more like confessing a sin. I'm glad I could tell you this and not my local priest.
Your local priest would have been.
He would have condemned me right away.
No, I think there's.
My soul. I mean, as a werewolf, according to most religious.
Christian.
Well, according to Christian, My soul's already been damned to hell. Curse ye, how!
Oh, that's a battle right there. Base form Goku versus Christian. Who has the better Kamehameha?
Don't fuck with me. Base form Christian sucks.
But what if he goes into
Into Colossal Christian?
or Hedgehog defense mode?
No, Christian legit has forms. Because there's Christian Sonichu. And then Colossal Christian.
Wait, Christian Sonichu is when he fuses with Sonichu?
No, it's when he unlocks his own Hedgehog form. Sonichu.
Okay.
Electric Hedgehog Pokemon form.
That'll be discussed on the next podcast. All forms of Christian versus forms of Goku.
I can tell you right now. Christian, base form.
Versus Goku base form.
Who already is powerful. Christian Sonichu.
Versus Super Saiyan Goku. Or would it be
and
more
then Colossal Christian.
Okay, would it be more fair to say it's Kaioken amped Goku versus Sonichu Christian?
No, I would say Christian Sonichu is probably like this supersonic form.
Alright, so it's Colossal. So would Colossal Christian...
That sort of would be like if Goku went Moon Ape form.
Alright, versus Kratos or Vegeta or something like that.
He would still lose. Christian.
So Christian
The
loses
thing is,
to
here's the thing: Christian wins if it's in his fucking comic book. But if it's in the world of Dragon Ball Z, Christian is even Colossal Christian is
Christian versus Hercule.
Oh, that's an even match. Even if he goes in Colossal, Colossal Christian could probably be easily defeated by Super Saiyan 1.
You can.
Here's the thing. That's true.
Yeah. Let's just call it a day, man.
Alright.
I need to bask in the fact that I've confessed my sins. How many Hail Mary Hail Marys do I have to do? Oh wait, that's a football play. Never mind. How many?
Over 9,000.
How many prayers do I have to do now that I've confessed my sin?
Just one, but you better think long and hard about it.
Should I pray to the CPU goddesses?
If you do, pray specifically to Blonde, the Nintendo one. I like her a lot.
I like Christian's Atari one,
Commodore one.
Commodore CW. That fool wants to put a floppy disk drive and a Blu-ray thing and an HDMI and wants an Xbox type controller connected to a fucking keyboard.
That's supposed to look like the Commodore logo.
Yeah, so he wants to put a controller.
He wants an atrocity.
He wants a controller that plugs in. Remember, the Commodore 64 was just a keyboard.
Actually, hold on. No. No, it's a whole computer thing. I was going to say, a floppy disk drive and Blu-ray player, isn't that just your computer?
He's an idiot.
Fun fact about Lycan Jones'
He's very
computer.
dumb.
Lycan Jones has a very interesting computer where it has both an HDMI port, Blu-ray drive, and a floppy disk drive.
That's a leftover to the original design.
Have you ever used a floppy disk?
I do not have any floppy disk to try that on, but it does have a working floppy drive.
Do you think it could work?
It shows up on my desktop, yeah.
Isn't that so weird?
It is. If
Anyway.
you find any floppy disks, bring them over to me.
Dude, I have a friend who has a bunch of floppy disks.
Cool. All right, boys. I guess that. Sorry, didn't mean to mention you like that. All right, folks. That'll do it for this week's episode of TaviRadio SatAM. I hope your Saturday morning has been as
been immensely better
than ours has. We got very far today. I think we got.
Yeah, we got pretty far. I got shit to do. I got shit to do.
So do I, man. I got dreams and stuff.
I feel like we made it far today.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of us learned a lot.
Investigate 311.
On behalf of the staff and management of Czech Television, we hope you have enjoyed our evening programming and that you will be able to join us again tomorrow.